Hey, yo, guess what time it is? It's time for some after hours. We don't get to do that too much, but you know, there's a time difference over there where you're at. What time is it there now? Like noon or something?
No, it's 8 p.m.
8 p.m.
Yep.
How can it be 8 p.m. where you're at? It's 8 p.m. where I'm at.
Because I'm in New Hampshire, United States, East Coast.
Oh, how come I thought you was somewhere else?
I don't know. Maybe it's the voice.
No, I don't know. You used to live in Japan, right?
So there's no. I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that you could come back. I thought you still living over there.
No. I am stateside.
I never caught the part where you didn't live there anymore because you talk about, you're always telling us about stuff goes on over there.
Oh, yeah.
So you're in New Hampshire and you haven't left your house for 18 months.
That's correct.
How do you do that?
Watashi wo hikokomori desu. I'm, I don't know, solitary confinement. I mean, it seems pretty manageable after about the first year. I mean, it's...
Well, I mean, to me, it's... I lived out a prison yard. It's just the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody's bickering. Nobody likes each other. Cops over there encouraging it, so we don't look at them what kind of dirty shit they're doing.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, and I don't mean the cops. I mean the government is like the prison guards.
Oh yeah.
Right? And when you're on the yard, you're looking at the prison guards, and it's like you don't even pay attention to the dirty shit they're doing because they encourage everybody to argue amongst themselves.
Yeah.
You know,
disunity.
Yeah. I mean, the more strife there is on the yard, the less that people are looking at them. They don't want all the inmates to turn and look at them all of a sudden. Oh shit!
Yeah, yeah, we got a unified front.
So they encourage disunity, and I feel like that's what we're living in right now.
Oh, definitely, especially with our media. Good God.
Everything is an argument. Everything is a contradiction. It's like even if you believe they're telling the truth, damn it, question everything and follow the money.
Yep. Yeah, that's honestly though. I mean, it's gotten so bad that like no media is trustworthy. Like you hear a story and it's just like you got to take it with a huge boulder of salt.
Well, see, what I do is like I'll get one side of the story and then I'll go get the other side of the story and then I'll slap them together.
Yeah,
somewhere in the middle is where what's actually going on is at, and they're both sides are being like complicit in it, and everybody needs to understand that it's a big cluster fudge.
Yep.
Up there, and they're all in it. You know, that's why I say resign, all of you, all of you.
That would be nice.
Start. Yeah, I'd love to have a completely fresh start.
Yeah.
You know,
sometimes the toilet needs to be flushed.
Exactly. It's like this at drain the swamp. I said, drain the swamp, fill it in.
Yeah.
Just cover it with concrete. Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I can. I mean, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, random thoughts from nowhere.
Yeah. Please don't strike this stream.
Yeah, man, it has definitely been a crazy day. Let's see. I'm answering a question in my DMs real quick. What's up? Okay, there you go. That's answered. Now I probably should tell him I'm live so he doesn't keep talking to me. Sometimes people be talking to me, they don't realize that I'm out here live at the time. I'll be like, hey, I'm live right
now. Yeah, you're like, oh.
Come on out and watch. That's what you need to do. You know?
Yeah, real-time communication here, folks.
So I have a question for you, one that I ask everybody who comes on the show. Have you heard the word of Crom today?
Crom, I've never played you before. I have no time for it.
Yeah, no, it's just we gotta have fun. gotta have fun while we're out here, man. I noticed that you've gone a tad bit past your funding.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to roll.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got 13 days left. And after that, fulfillment.
Oh, that's the fun part, though.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's...
and maybe not for you, but for people like me, that's the fun part.
Oh, give me.
Well, no, when you get to the point where you're saying we're putting them in packages, then we know it's coming soon.
Yep.
So, see, that's the fun part for us. You know, I mean, well, for me, the fun part is promoting all. I enjoy all of it. You guys know that. I come out here and I love talking about what you guys do for sure.
Well, I kind of did a little bit of a beta test with my Twitter 100 follower giveaways. So every 100 followers, I held like a random drawing for a few followers to give them free posters. Send them out there, and that was my kind of my test run for how easy I could fulfill. I figured I can test with a poster. It's a lot cheaper than the book. And get it out there. And I can tell you right now, I am done with the United States Postal Service. Like effing. Like they lost the posters, and they just lost them. And then it was like, well, where are they? Because I bought the insurance and I bought the tracking number. It says it was, it just vanished. And they're like, what happened?
Yeah.
What happened?
I had that happen with original art. 2 pieces of original art that I sent out, right? And I went to track it, and there was nothing. From the moment they scanned it, that I handed it to them, that I paid for the postage, but then there was not a scan of it leaving the building. There was not a scan of it going anywhere else. 8 days later, it shows up to be delivered. It's on the truck there in the hood, right? And dude's like, "No, man, mail just came, not here." I called my postmaster and I was like, look, dude, we've been chasing this package. Now I know where this package is. It's on the truck. Just went by dude's house and didn't deliver it. You need to call that postmaster over there and tell him to turn that dude around and send him back to dude's house, right? Sure enough, it was still on the truck. Dude just didn't see it.
Oh, jeez. And there's no accountability.
Dude, he took it, but like I said, that was like 8 days that I was sitting here going, "Where's the art?
Yeah,
where's the art?"
Irreplaceable stuff.
Yeah, and the insurance wasn't covering that. I didn't, I wasn't paying that for the kind of insurance they wanted to cover that. I'd have got a little bit back, but I'd been screwed.
Yeah,
I'd have had to return dude's money, and I got.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, I send these things out. I mean, these are pretty.
Yeah, exactly.
And
tubes.
they just lost them.
They'd know. You think they'd know? Like how many tubes is the regular neighborhood guy gonna load?
Yeah, exactly.
Like he should be able to know. Okay, I got 3 on the truck. And know that they go where they're supposed to go. Come on. This is easy stuff, man.
Well, it got to the point where I don't know if it's just New England or New Hampshire, but like the post, I was just like, why are you angry at me? I'm your customer. I'm the one paying, and then it's like, okay, well, if you don't want my business, I'll go somewhere else. And this campaign that I'm running here for Infinito Chronicles, I'm eating the cost of the shipping because I'm going with UPS. I'm going brown. And it's more expensive, but I can guarantee that everything that I ship will be received, and I have a firm chain of accountability.
How much? Come on, how much was that extra?
Oh, it's almost double. But like I said, I'm paying for it with the knowledge that everything that I'm sending out, I won't get a "what happened?" and then I have to resend it a second time because my backers, they don't give a shit about postal woes. That's not their problem. They shouldn't have to shoulder that.
I ordered these from Joe Vigil. It's Original Sin and the Sin Box. I ordered them a couple weeks ago, and they said they sent them, and they didn't come. And I got a hold of Joe. I was like, I haven't seen them yet. So they sent them again. They came today, but it
Yeah.
doesn't say like on the package what it is. It just says Kablam Indie Planet. So I had to like track down the order number and get a hold of them and say, hey, yo, what's in this? So I know who to get a hold of to come do an unboxing with me, because I do live shows. I do live unboxing. If I don't know whose it is, how am I supposed to get them to come out? I got to open it up to find out who, you know what I'm saying? So they were really cool, and they checked the order number, and they let me know what it was. So, Joe, if you're watching, gotta set that up. Michaela Jade, I don't know if y'all know, she's one of the people in one of the commercials that we feature at the end of every show.
Oh, yeah.
She has some awesome books herself. She's a wonderful author and all kinds of other stuff. I don't know. I seen her sitting in a deer blind. Sitting in a deer blind yesterday. I like that kind of woman. She's looking for whitetails.
Man.
So we don't have any time restraints. I ain't gonna keep you up any later than you want, but we have this project, and we can go over it thoroughly.
Oh, sweet.
Now, I was gonna say, if you want to share, if you'd rather share it up yourself, so you can focus on exactly what you're talking about.
Sure. Yeah. If you'd like, I can even show some additional artwork that isn't done.
Would that be exclusive, never seen before artwork?
Some of the artwork has been seen, but some of it has not. So it's kind of a mix of exclusive and not so exclusive.
we do love madness exclusives, my friend.
Woohoo! Let's see. I know there's share system audio. Got to make sure.
Yeah, see, you're a pro at this already. See, it's like you got the audio button down in the corner and everything. You got this. That's cool. Now check this out, y'all. This is some classic. Let me see. I want to say it reminds me of the Dragonlance.
Oh yeah, Dragonlance was a big inspiration.
Yeah, that's what this reminds me of. So just on the glance, the art, that's what it brings to me is Dragonlance. Freaking G, what's up, brother? Uh-oh. I'm going to start posing for comics. Draw me like your pinup girls. See, now, Michaela, people would do that, all right? People would do that. I promise you. See, that's how it is right there. Like that bell, what's up, Frog G? Frog G is our...
Oh, hell yeah.
You know, Frog G's everywhere. Y'all know. Yeah, see, Michaela knows. Frog, you're freaking awesome.
Yeah, he's the link master.
Have you seen the art that Rich did? The Frog G art.
Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's Crom Cantesi handing Frog G the wrench of power. That's awesome. I love that so much, man. I have so much fun doing this, and the people that we hang out with are so cool. It's amazing. Now, I am telling you, there are a whole bunch of people that are out there streaming right now.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna hope for some replay viewers for sure. I was checking it out. I was like, holy crap, he's on. RJ, everybody's out there right now. So.
All right, hey, Mrs. Good Stuff.
Good stuff. We love you. How you doing? What's with the X-ray? Talk to me. What's with the X-ray, Mrs. Good Stuff? I want to know. What's the story behind their profile pic? Just because I'm nosy.
Is it a Mortal Kombat X-ray fatality? Or?
Yeah, I mean, is that a war wound? What happened? We need to know, see, because we don't do the news, but we still like to know what's up.
Yeah.
So hey, it looks like it went up since I looked at it this morning.
Oh yeah, we're 65 backers now, 130% of our goal. We got 13 days left, so we're in the home stretch now. So it's now a matter of kind of getting in those last few, last couple of weeks here. of people that are interested in getting in on this, like all of the bonuses here for the founders bonus, where you get this really cool holofoil card, and by MR Gun Art, and this 4-inch standee. These are only available for this campaign, and when this campaign ends, they're gone. That's it.
There you go. And those are going to be made just to order to the amount of people that order them, right?
Yeah, they're only available, if I can scroll down here.
Which tier is it? Yeah.
They're only available for people who order the finite perks. So if you've backed a perk that has either the featured book and card bundle, the Michelle variant cover, the Genzo Man cover, the retail epic bundle, or the ultimate, or any add-on perk. So that means if you ordered a poster or the trading cards as add-ons, stuff like that, then with no extra charge, you're going to get these. Like I've made sure that because you got my back essentially by backing this at product unproven, ground floor, then this is my thank you to you. This card will not be remade for additional campaigns. I'm not adding in another Kaylin standee for the additional, for book 2 or any of that stuff. It's only for this, and it's one of a kind essentially. So we're hoping that it's kind of like my way of saying thanks for backing this first book. Getting in on that ground floor should give you some type of perks beyond what you've already backed, and I figured these would be pretty cool. I love MR Gun's art, and he was really quick turnaround, and the holofoil thing I think will be a pretty cool crowning jewel in that collection of cards, because each campaign that we're doing for each book will come with its own series of cards as a add-on perk. So Series 1 has its share of cards. Series 2 will have its. But if you don't get this, jumbo card, essentially it'll go numbered 1 through 8, and then all of a sudden it'll go into 10. It'll be like, what the hell happened to 9? Where's number 9 card? Well, it's right here. So
cool. There you go. Got to have the chase card, yo. Gotta have
it. Yeah, or the dad ass card, as some people have referred to it as.
The ass card.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, MR Gun Art's a master at pinup art. Like, he's got some amazingly gorgeous paintings in his gallery, and I figured that would be a pretty cool pinup style of a scene from the first book that it's in the book, so you'll actually see kind of the contrast between the pinup style and what it is in the book, and it's interesting to see different artistic representations of that scene. So I figure that's pretty cool. Oh yeah, also just to, I don't know if I can show this yet, but so I got the actual standees here. See, they War of the Trees insignia on the bottom.
Dude.
And it's a double-sided acrylic, so you can either have it.
I like that.
And it's in a hex, just like the way that the game the stories are based off of. The way the game was played, it was played on a hex grid. Hey, it's red. Also, I just added an update for this, and I want to kind of show this off. I mean, it's kind of an interesting little experiment that I did, where we have the trading cards here, but if you order the ultimate, one of the problems I was trying to address was what happens when we go to conventions and we want to give out copies of the digital edition, the PDF, and it's like, okay, well, I can enter an email, and I might misspell it or whatever because it's on the floor basically when I'm sitting there typing it in, and be like, okay, I'll send it out, or I could automate it, and people in the Ultimate Bundle or backers in the Ultimate Bundle will receive a physical item, which is this card right here. And this card is actually, it's got some functionality to it. It's not just a pretty trading card or whatever. It's also a near field communication chip. I based this off of like the Nintendo Amiibo technology, where you can actually do this with the card. Check this out. So here's my phone. You know, I got that lovely MR gun art photo, and what's that? Oh, I just tapped it, and instantly, I got the PDF. So it instantly, yeah. So you can you get these little cards, and you just try to do it as seamless as possible. But see, and then there we go.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Technology, y'all. It's amazing.
yeah. Yeah, so I mean, obviously, the merits of the digital delivery, or as I refer to it as the Australian variant, will be pretty cheap to get to backers of the digital edition here, right here. But if when you get into the ultimate bundle here, we've added this at no extra charge, so you'll just be like, wait a minute, I thought it was only supposed to be 9 cards. Oh, look, now there's a 10th card. What is it? Oh, it's your NFC card with instructions on the back that tells you how to just tap it to the back of your phone, and boom, you've got it.
That's pretty cool. First time I've seen that. I ain't gonna lie. First time I've seen that.
Yeah, I mean, let's leverage technology and make things a little easier on people. Because if you're at conventions or whatever, and people are going to want to buy digital ones, because obviously this is extremely cheap to reproduce versus the 50-page full color standard edition or the variant covers. You got to print those out. You got to ship them out mail-wise or whatever. But if we're promoting this, at a later date at a convention or some other event or whatever, we could have a stack of these things and be like, here's $1, here's $1 or whatever. There you go.
That's a great idea, especially for the con table.
Oh yeah,
that's a great idea. Come on,
and
where y'all at? Y'all cheer for that idea. Come on, in the chat. You know what's up.
I'm also considering making them random cover design. So you get the standard one. There might be ones with the Michelle cover.
Oh, you gotta have the rare ones that only have like 1 or 2 of the variant, and then like a whole bunch of the A cover. Just like you have the 1 in 100 cover, like a 1 in 100 card.
Yeah, it's like, oh wait, hey, I got a different card. What's going on?
Yeah. Charge a couple bucks more for that one.
Well, the good news is something like this sets up the avenues for additional delivery. So we might, and I'm just tossing this idea out here. This isn't something that I'm committed to yet, but I might be able to sell a card like this as a subscription or as a saga card, so that it's we can add the other books at a later date as they come online, but you've backed those books as well. So essentially you get this, and then whenever you're tapping the card, you'd be like, okay, it's got book 1, it's got book 2, it's got book whatever, all 10 books if necessary, whatever we can do. Because once we get into the digital delivery system, the sky's the limit, essentially.
And the cool thing is that you're giving somebody that's something that's actually a physical something.
Yep. Yeah. That's the other thing is you can download.
You can download the book, read the book, or the next book and the next book, whatever, like you said. But you have it's not just you go to your email and click, there it is.
Yeah, and
it's like something you actually have, and you could stick that in an envelope.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
You don't have to worry about shipping that. See, you don't have to worry about shipping on that. It'd just be like regular mail.
And on top of that, because you can download it, it's none of this crap where we see these like, games as a service or comics as a service or whatever, where the service goes down, like say in like 10 years or whatever, the service goes down. It's like, you've already downloaded it. It's yours. It's on your hard drive. It's on your phone. I definitely, as a customer, I'd appreciate having that ability to own it, essentially, to take it from that server rather than being forced to stay in their little gated garden and be like, I can only read it with their special reader.
Yep, I understand completely.
So yeah, we've got the variants. Apparently, Ganzo Man's a fan favorite here. Got quite a few, as we can see through the backers here. 18 out of 100, and well, actually, it's getting closer now. Michelle's catching up. Good on her.
Well, I mean, they're both nice covers. Come on, they're both nice.
Yeah, well, when we were looking at designing kind of those variant covers, we were looking at kind of two different, I guess, interest markets or whatever. Like the Michelle's cover is more story focused, whereas Genzo Man's is more action focused.
Yeah,
So it
well,
was
yeah,
like,
you threw the big bad on Genzo Man's. Okay,
yeah,
you threw the big bad on there. So, us people that like the dragons and stuff, it's like, oh, there it is. There it is. Yep, that's what I'm looking for.
yeah. And our standard edition here with Antonio Brandao and Elzir Alves's art and coloring. You can kind of see the big bad, but it's more of just a silhouette.
Right.
And then story, and then BAM!
When you see the big bad, you see the big 3-headed dragon there, you're just like, come on, what's up? That's, for the dragon lovers, that's 3 in 1, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, the good news is with these double-sided posters, if like people who don't like permanent tattoos, they get bored of one design, they can just flip it over and get the other one. It's
I'm not gonna lie, but some of them back there on the wall on the shelf back there, I can go over there and turn them around. There's something else on the back.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's how you do it, man. Got to keep it fresh,
Yeah.
And then trading cards, obviously. We've got that ninth special trading, or I should say the unlisted ninth card, which is the player skill with the Slitherith language, so you can translate certain elements of the book.
Yeah. Tell them about that too. Show them the back of that how that's an actual language. Like you tokened it.
Yeah. So this, as you can see, there's a disparity. Or let me pull up the bookend card. Where are we? Figures. Oh, there it is, buried under them all. So as you can see with the War of the Trees, like this bookend card, that's one of the trading cards, just gives you kind of the story of the War of the Trees saga, the 10 books. You got the little symbol there for the Tree of Ages, but this one is actually a Infinitale game card for the upcoming, probably in a few years, tabletop role-playing game, and it's got the player skill of Slitherith, which is a written spoken language. It's kind of like the way that we treat Latin. It's an old dead language, but we got this nice little be sure to drink your Ovaltine decoder ring on it. And
dude, this is so cool. That's look, come on. If you went out of your way to create a language, you're pretty dedicated to what you're to your product, to what you're selling, to your world, to what you created, to your creation. All right, that takes a lot of dedication.
Thanks. There's actually multiple languages out there. A lot of foreign languages. The elves, for example, speak a language called Tilwith, which it's kind of like Welsh and Irish kind of mashed together. And there's some certain characters that you'll see in the story later on. They don't understand what the elves are saying or what the main heroes are saying. So from their perspective, you'll see it written in their Ogam or the Tilwith language and be like, whoa, so that's what it looks like, or that's what it sounds like, because part of the lore or the mythology that I was drawing from is very Welsh and Irish. And if you've ever seen Welsh and Irish names, it's like, how did they manage to brutalize the Roman alphabet that badly? Because that combination of letters does not make that sound. Like some of these names, like NIAMH is Neva, and it's like, how did you get that from? There's no V in there,
Right. Man, I just love it. I mean, that's one of the things that I love about the Lord of the Rings is dude created all the languages, so you could actually go like you'd come across something they said in Dwarvish, and you could actually, if you wanted to, take the time to go back in the book and actually translate what they said, and I love that kind of stuff. And the stuff, a thinking man's book. That's what I like to call it. Okay, where they make you actually do some work to get the story. That's part of it.
I love that about Tolkien's work, is that there was so much source material for the Lord of the Rings that it spilled out into like the Silmarillion, and it spilled out into additional material that most Lord of the Rings fans aren't even aware of. And
oh man, look,
You know, I think
all the way
that's
from all the way from geez, Lost. I mean, all the Lost Tales, both of those. You know, the Farmer Giles of Ham. I mean, I've just read so much of Tolkien stuff. You know, and then his son stuff afterwards, and it's
oh
like,
yeah.
man, it's like, you know, if it was out there and I haven't read it, I'd be surprised.
Yeah,
Really.
well, yeah. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that was pretty much it. I'd be
No.
surprised.
Yeah. Like Tolkien being the philologist when he basically created his world around his languages. I think his first one there was Tengwanda, there the Elfin language. Um, I kind of went around it a bit differently. Where obviously I'm not a philologist, I don't have linguistics degrees. That I'm a polyglot, but not to that degree. I mean that man was just a master at it. But I looked at kind of different. Let's just say it this way: I have culturally appropriated everything I could find in the Pelham Public Library and just stuck it in a blender and then twisted it on its side and said, "Look what I made." So I figured that that taking an approach like that would, I've seen like World of Warcraft, for example, kind of did that in a degree where they're like the Warcraft is like the Las Vegas of fantasy. It's kind of there for family entertainment, but it's not like I don't know. It's the WWF. Like you don't need to really dig deep to know everything, but it's there if you want to. And I'm thinking with like Tolkien is more of like, or I should say, Warcraft is more like the gateway drug into Tolkien. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, this has got elves and dragons and magic and shit. And then you go and look at Tolkien, and you're like, oh my god, this is so much like deeper.
Now, see, I'm on the other end of I'm on the other side of the fence from Warcraft. I was an EverQuest guy.
Oh god, yeah.
Okay, I mean, like right from the beginning, like right from the very first game that came out, the first, and then the expansions, and then they're on the moon, and oh my god, that game just kept growing and getting bigger and bigger and better and better, and then they made this sad mistake of charging monthly.
Oh yeah, the recurring fees.
The death of EverQuest. You can still go play EverQuest. The game still exists, but man, let me tell you what. When I played EverQuest, you died, you went, you recovered your corpse. Wherever you died at, you had to go there and get your corpse, get your stuff off it, right? Okay, if you died at the feet of a dragon, you needed 50 people to come kill that dragon so you could get your armor back.
Yep.
There was no graveyard that you just get to be reborn in. There was none of that crap. Okay, they made the game so easy for everybody. It was like the stuff that I worked 20 levels to get when I played EverQuest, people get given at the beginning now. At level 1, you get that stuff, and it's like it's a gift, and it's like I busted my ass for that stuff, man.
Yeah, I earned it.
And it really that's what kind of blew me away from the game was they just made it so easy.
Yeah. Do you remember? Do you remember Zone? Oh yeah, the frog locks.
Did have a frog race.
But they were playable too.
We all know the answer. Hell yeah! What's up, Lola? How you doing? We out here talking to Chris about Infinitale comic, the Infinitale Chronicles.
Oh yeah.
The War of the Trees. And we keep waiting. Every time I say that, I think of the Rush, There is a in the forest. There is trouble with the trees. Okay. Getty and me starts popping out. Nobody likes Getty, so I really shouldn't sing Getty, but
I don't know. I kind of like Getty. I mean,
they love his bass playing, but I mean, everybody's like, "Oh, his voice makes me cringe." It's like, but the music is so far ahead of its time, man.
Oh yeah, prog rock.
Come on, you got to get lost in Rush, man. Just tune Getty's voice out and listen to them guys play. Three dudes can fill a stadium with more noise than any 5.
Hell
Those
yeah.
3 were awesome. Anyway, what do we got there? Huh, the Littlest Umbrella.
Woohoo.
Coming soon. Lola's YouTube channel. Go check it out. Subscribe now. Right. And then come back. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
I keep a blog on this website as well, infinitelechronicles.com.
Should we just leave that up as like an enticement for people to go back to book?
Back it.
I mean, it's just like, hey, if you get Lola's endorsement, y'all, it's booty time. Go back it up.
Well, like as I had mentioned earlier, the series of cards. So this is the series 1 card collection, the bookend card, and then the character cards, then the cover plus the 2 variant cards, and then obviously not listed here is the unlisted player card with the Slivrith language. Some of these cards are already completed, but we plan to do a series for every book. So ultimately there will be 10 books and additional cards for each book. So some cool stuff there. And then obviously some cover stuff too. We've seen the Genzo Man one here with the 3-headed dragon, Go Hydra.
Go.
And I also, one thing that that really drove me nuts when I worked in the video game industry was their no credit policy for artists. Like that absolutely infuriated me. So you'll notice all of my art files are named the artist first, because I believe in giving credit where it's due. And Gonzalo here is a master of his craft, so Genzo Man, he gets called out. And
I'm a huge fan of making sure people get credit for the work that they put in. I mean,
it's mutually beneficial.
Even if somebody just like does proofread, let everybody know, this guy was part of my production team. I had to say what he did. My production team. These are the guys that, proofread my book, translated my book or whatever, helped me make sure that the wording all came out the way I wanted it to. Not necessarily editors, but just, there's all kinds of people that help somebody put together a book in the end, And hey, by all means, give your people credit. And everybody who had a small idea gave you a little twinge, a little nudge, a little something that made you add something to your story. Hell yeah, and that guy did, and that guy said this, and that made me want to do this, and that's how you ended up with this. Credit those people that helped you along the way, man. Lola, we love you, baby. Love you. You know that. We got all kinds of good people, man. So many good people in this community. Is amazing.
Yeah. Well, hell yeah. I mean, I came in as a nobody, and I think I've made quite a few friends already. So I'm definitely a fan of the community.
I can't believe that. Like, I started my Facebook group 2 years ago. This Saturday, it will be 2 years old.
Wow.
And I can't believe. Okay, the growth has been steady the whole time, obviously about 100 people a month, 2,400 people, 2 years. It's like the growth has been pretty steady the whole time, everything about the group, everybody that contributes is all good. Everybody's always sharing what they're doing. I'm blown away that it's still going. That everything's still going. CromCon's still going. Everything. I have weekly shows that people attend and that people watch. And it's like, dude, 20 months ago, I was just a fan going, hey, look what I got.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what I think is the seeds of this community, is that we're all at the heart of it. We're not just like creators of stuff. We're fans of the stuff that we're actually pushing. Like you said, it's look what I got. Like, even if the cameras weren't on, it's whoa, holy crap, this is awesome. I'm getting it for
you'd
me.
Be showing somebody, you'd be showing your friends, whoever. I mean, every time you find something that excites you, no matter what it is, if it's a good movie, you tell your friend, yo, man, that movie kicked ass. Go watch it. That's what we do. Okay, word of mouth sells stuff more than anything.
Definitely. You nailed it. Like, I don't trust professional reviewers.
Well, I mean, I don't even watch reviews because I'm the other end of the spectrum. I'm a hype guy.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want nobody going out there. I don't want to see a bad review about one of the books that I was promoting.
Yeah.
Crap. You know what I mean? It's like it makes me look bad, or not necessarily me, but you know what I mean? It's like it's the other end of the spectrum from what I do. So I don't do reviews. I do one sentence reviews.
Yeah. This is the
You
book.
know? No, I mean, I'll tell you, it's like fulfillment is different. That's a big part of it for me. Okay, the book better get here in good condition because that's a big part of anything that I say about, it is. It's a huge part of it. If you got it to me in good condition, I'm already happy with it. I haven't even started reading it yet. Okay, now when I read it, then you can go up or down from there. But you've already started at a good point when you get it to me in good condition. So fulfillment is key. I want everybody to understand that, and that's for all of us collectors.
Nice.
Okay?
Yeah, I know. Getting it all dinged
I
up.
might not even like your book. A whole bunch of other people might made it worth a whole bunch of freaking money down the road, and I'll be happy with that because you sent it to me in good condition, and I can go get some money out of it. See what I mean? It's like that's a big part of it for us. Make sure it gets to us in good condition. So Gemini's, Bolt 10 is your Gemini discount code, 10% off your Gemini discount or your Gemini mailers from IndieBolt. Thank you guys very much. Make sure you take advantage of that. Bolt 10 is your Gemini discount code, 10% off.
Yeah, I've double bagged or triple bagged my stuff. So you're getting a board and bag, so it's going to have that nice white piece of cardboard,
right.
And then it's going to be inside the transparent bag. Then it's going to be in the Gemini mailer, and then it's going to have one of those poly bags over it.
Nice.
Very nice. If you receive it damaged, it means that somebody hates you.
Have you made some of these? Is
Yep.
that what you did?
Yep.
Nice. See, that's the way RJ is sending the stuff out. I got one of these the other day from him with the Sin Killer in it. Very happy with that. Very, very happy with the Sin Killer.
Nice.
And dude, there's so many great books out there. There's so many good people doing good stuff, just like you. That I mean, you guys can keep me busy for the rest of my life. Just keep doing what y'all do.
Well, I guess I can show some more of Michelle's work. So Michelle's has made work for Riot Games and Blizzard Entertainment. So she has a very, very nice, colorful style. I love her use of color. In addition to this picture that she's done of for the variant of Queen Ashland with her husband in the foreground, there's also this one that she originally had done for me for the game itself. So this will be making an appearance somewhere in the Infinitel Chronicles comic series as well. Not going to say the name of the character yet because there might be spoilers, but holy crap, look at that hand. So in addition to that, there's also some work from Tira Kiatsungdon, who I believe she's in Canada. And again, this is work for the game book. This was the Seelie, or the Light Elves, and if you can see, it's kind of a bit pixelated, but she has that Tree of Ages that's from the War of the Trees. So there's some connection there. And then here's unfortunately, I've left some of the interface or some of the stuff that I was attempting to add for the game rules book, but we can see some elves off here in the background with something called Amaroks, which are kind of Inuit style direwolves, very large wolf mount, and a dwarf that's probably not going to be faring too well facing them. Or perhaps it's the elves that meet their fate here. And then
don't mess with a pissed off dwarf, man.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I've got steel. But in addition to that, here's a picture or a painting that I commissioned from Oang Jing. And this is actually I don't want to say a parody so much as this was the Pelham Public Library where this game and these stories were born.
And they're playing the game, right?
Yep, they're playing the game here, and these are the players, all as their characters. And then myself here as the character that I originally played, as the narrator reading aloud the game to the players.
I've been trying to get somebody to run a game in my group for months. I would be there every week. I know a bunch of other people that would jump in that would want to play. I can't get anybody to run a game in my group. There's games at everybody else's page, everybody else's channel. Where's my DM? Where's my dude at? I don't care, my dude or my lady. Where is my master? Come run this game for me.
Well, hopefully, when we get the 10th book published or funded for the Infinitel Chronicles, we'll have enough revenue to start building into the actual game production. Because currently we have all the rules. Everything's, it's been built for about 30 years. But as far as the complications involved in producing the tabletop rules books, the miniatures.
You guys actually play it?
Well, I've played it, or I should say, I've been the narrator from 1991 through 2000. So I mean, that's about 9 years I played it, and it sat in storage. And then when I went off to university, and then all around the world as a video game developer, I used kind of what I had learned in video game development. Kind of revisited some of the rules, made a few tweaks here and there. Nothing major, though. I didn't George Lucas it or anything. But I wanted to make sure that when this game comes out, it's in its best light possible, because it's not necessarily the type of tabletop role playing games that players are used to. It's not Dungeons and Dragons. It's not a, hey, look, I'm Pathfinder, but I'm not Dungeons and Dragons, but I'm not. It's its own kind of system, and it actually has kind of a novelty where, its name, Infinitale, is actually a portmanteau of infinite and tale, and you put it together, and it's no two game sessions or no two adventures are the same, because the narrator or the dungeon master, they're called narrators in this, are basically setting up a dynamic scenario of a story that could be read or watched or whatever after the game is played, and actually be a viable story. It's not like just a bunch of murder hobos going and killing orcs, or going to go fight the dragon to go get loot. There's a story there, and the Chronicles.
Not that there's anything wrong with murder hobos killing orcs, y'all. Don't get it wrong. That's okay.
Yeah. I mean, that is fun. I mean, nobody's going to argue. But the novelty of the Infinitale role playing game system is that it's a collective improvisation, acting, and storytelling or story creation exercise, where there's mechanics that reward you as the player and as the narrator to ham it up and to get like the Emmy of the evening. Because when you build your characters, you're not just building a vehicle that you're going around to go kick the crap out of things. You're building a real breathing, living character with its own impetus, with its own values in this world. And how you build them mechanically based on those traits, like their personality, their virtues and flaws, their variables, how they act, how they react to things. It has mechanical ramifications where certain non-playing characters may react to you differently, because you have conflict of characters. You have personalities that just clash, and other characters would have to then kind of go in and either smooth things over, or you completely have to work around that limitation, or even a bonus. I mean, you might be able to charm your way into something that other players might not be able to do, or characters of different personalities might not be able to do. And the game itself shapes itself around that. You're not going to get a definitive final destination. The story is building itself. Those tracks are being laid as the train is in motion. So it's very dynamic, as opposed to railroading the players. Like, here's your final end that you need to get to, and we're going to just spirit you along until you reach that conclusion. So it's not like that. It's pretty dynamic. We've had players go, holy crap, I thought the story was going to go one way, and it went completely somewhere else. And it was
perfect. That's what you want. You never know. You never want to know what's going on. That's why I like games like EverQuest. If you wanted to go sit at the river and fish and drink beer all day, you can do that. There was no rules. There was no two people played that game exactly the same.
Yep.
There were too many different zones, too many different places people could go, too many different quests. There was so much content. There was just absolutely no way two people could play that game the same way. And that
Yeah,
was when I fell in love with video games. And I was in my 20s, y'all. And that's when I fell in love with video games. I didn't really care about them before that. EverQuest blew me away. I was like, oh, open world, do whatever you want. Shit, I'm down. You
yeah.
know?
I mean, it's you're your own hero in your own story. Like the villains are heroes in their own story, and it's interesting to see how that plays out. And the system
Dark
gives you
Elf, that game was so cool. You could just, there were so many different places you could start the game from. So man, it was just a different experience. I had characters on like 5 different servers. Full
yeah
slate of characters on each server, 8 characters on each server, and as many servers as where there were people I knew. So maybe like, oh, I have another character over on this server. Okay, I'll make one over there, and I go hang out with them over there. It was like, man, it was ridiculous. I had serious game hours.
Oh yeah. Well, the beauty of a pen and paper or a tabletop role playing game over a computer game is the computer is finite. It's limited in what it can do. You have a very static set of rules that you need to work within its confines. A tabletop role playing game, the only limitation is the mind of the narrator or dungeon master. And in the case of Infinitale, it's infinite. It goes as far as the narrator wants it to. They can build whatever precautions they want into the story. They can build avenues to things that they wouldn't even consider initially, but players are going in that direction. And it's up to, obviously, first and foremost, you want your players to have fun. So that's at the very top of your priority list. But you also want to tell a good story. You want things to be memorable. You want things to be accessible. When you're doing that in a pen and paper system, you're not forcing engineers to write new code or artists to create new art assets or any of that stuff. It's already here. The theater is the mind. You have little figures that you can use for visual representations, but ultimately everything that the entire story is taking place inside the minds of your players. And that's what we're hoping to achieve with the Infinitale system. And the chronicles that we're presenting with the book, with our first campaign here, is one such adventure. It's actually, it was broken out over about I would say that the War of the Trees saga was about 3 years it took from inception through completion, and it now serves as a historical primer for players when we start launching the Infinitale role playing game. The game itself will be up to the narrator or whomever is creating the stories for it. They can take that history, they can make their own, they can completely ignore all of the lore and actually make their own setting completely. We give you the tools to do that, but ultimately the Infinitale universe is kind of a good training wheels system. It puts the bumper, so to speak, to guide novice narrators and players through the world by giving them that historical context of the Infinitale Chronicles. But after that point, when the game takes place, it's now free for all. It's up to the player or the players and the narrator to create that story, and they can take with whatever source material they've been given with the Chronicles and do with it whatever they want. It could be as absurd or faithful or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's their story.
So what else do you got there for characters? Go ahead and slide that to the right. What do you got?
Well, so this is the race of men. And just to back up a little bit, the War of the Trees saga takes place on the world of Esperia. And the world of Esperia is where the Fae and the Eldritch reside. And something happens during the events of the War of the Trees where that place isn't really playable in the Infinitale game. So the game itself takes place long after the War of the Trees, and it's on a different planet or a different world, the world of Monadea. And Monadea is basically a very, very similar world to our kind of Dark Ages world, where there is no magic, there is no fancy fairy stuff or any of that stuff. So it's very grounded in dark history. And when the Fae or the elves and all this stuff start entering into this world, it creates a whole new brand of conflict where you have superstition now being proven right by this convergence of these two worlds. And we see here kind of the the 5 ethnic groups of men. You have the kingdom men, the barbarians, the free men, the imperial men, and the shadow men. And there's obviously their female counterparts. Then we have the wee folk, which consist of the dwarfs and the adorable race, the Tomtar. Tomtars are Swedish and other Scandinavian myths about. I wouldn't say they're hobbits. They're not gnomes. They're their own special kind of race. They're built off of the legends of the Nisser, like the old story of the cobbler and the elves. You remember that one? The elves would make the shoes at night for the cobbler. Well, that was a mistranslation. They weren't actually elves. They were Tomtar, and the Tomtar are. They may look cute and adorable, but they're actually really tough, and they pride themselves on their craftsmanship, sort of like the religious group called the Shakers here in our world, where it's almost a sin to not try your best when making things. So next we have the elves, and as we can see, these elves look considerably different than the elves represented in the War of the Trees. So something has happened. There was a great schism. If you've ever watched The Dark Crystal, and you recall the Skeksis and the Ancients, how they were one race at the beginning, and when the crystal cracked, they spread apart, and they were actually 2 people pulled from one person. And that's pretty much what we've seen here with the elves. We have the light elves, the dark elves, the wild elves, the aquatic elves, and then an unfortunate race of elves called the goblins. And,
the goblins?
Yeah.
I thought he was a troll, man. I thought he was a troll. He's an internet troll. That's what he's an internet troll.
Yeah, well, I'll get to a little more detail about the goblins in a moment, but they're kind of a tragic existence where it's this whatever event has caused the schism that has split the race of elves into these multiple sub categories. The Seelie, the Unseelie, the Aishi, and the Azrai. Occasionally, when they reproduce, there's a percentage chance of them reproducing, creating a goblin. And obviously, these ill-born, malformed, mutant children either don't live long, or they're completely mad.
see, they're boy ones or girl ones.
Yeah. And if you notice from some of their characteristics here, obviously they have this weird shadow, like what the hell's going on here? But you'll notice that they have very similar characteristics to, say, the Tomtar and some of the other races, and that's intentional because some type of magical confluence has kind of merged all the races into this, misbegotten race here of the goblins. And it's kind of sad because we actually had a goblin player, and even though they are kind of afflicted with various forms of madness and various other kind of mutations.
Madness?
They have their own...
I would play a goblin, dude. I would play a goblin. I would.
Hell yeah. You're just jealous because the voices are talking to me. Some of the other Fey races are the satyrs or the fauns, and the Vessen there, the beastmen, the Leoni. And
and then Frog with the Goblin Girl reference. There you go.
So just to expand upon the goblins, there's no orcs in this world, but the goblins actually undergo metamorphoses that players can invest they can invest points into their racial skills to undergo this transformation process called the Hamask. And the Hamask transforms their outward appearance as well as some of their other characteristics, and they go from this hob form, or this hobgoblin form, into a kobold form, which looks more to like an elf, and then over to the ogre, which is a massive brute that's considerably larger than the other races. And there's other traits that you can actually unlock or utilize that allow you to stay in your hobgoblin form, but you get bonuses to magic use. So you'll see these things called darklings, where their skin is an ashen gray, and they remain in their hob state, but they're more powerful than their ogre counterparts because they've mastered magics that the ogres couldn't have access to.
Well, Chris, I think Fraga's getting ready to pop off over there, and I think Frog's the only one watching. I'm gonna let him go watch Fraga.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So go ahead and like anything else that you wanted to cover. It's like we've been at this for an hour. So anything else you want to cover before we finish?
Sure. Like I said, we've got 13 days left. If you want in on the special bonuses for this campaign only, because once this campaign ends, they're gone. Come on, that ass, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sell it, baby. Sell it. Look.
Yeah, I
And
can
pin a
do this.
tail. And pin a tail. Look at the tail. And pin a tail.
There you go. Yeah.
We'll just double them up right there. Raise that one up a little bit. There you go. Yeah, see? We got
Well,
Lola and selling the infinite tail. There you go. I love it.
Awesome. Well, if you're into fantasy and you like stories that are, harken back to the 80s Saturday morning cartoons with some violence in it, a little darker in theme, some of the 90s anime, I think you'll love what we have planned for the Infinite Tale Chronicles comic book series. And if you get in on the ground floor, you'll be receiving some bonuses that other people who get in later on won't be able to have access to. So yeah, the perks are we've still got everything left. I mean, we're fully funded, so at this point it's not a matter of worrying whether or not we're going to succeed at this campaign. It's now just a matter of the more funds that this campaign generates, the faster we can get book 2 into production. And as it is right now, I'm talking with a artist to start work on a variant cover for book 2. So we'll have everything, at least in motion after fulfillment of book 1 here is complete. So
cool.
That's
so y'all go check out Infinite Tale. Back it. I wanted to go super fast so you can get straight to the game.
Yeah, if there's enough generated interest here, if people are actually enjoying the Infinite Tale Chronicles universe and they want more, ultimately what we're hoping to do is give them a taste of the world, and then once they have that taste, then we produce the more kind of arduous production of the game and give them the ability to make their own stories in it.
Dude, I'm looking forward to it. Hope I live long enough to see
it. Yeah, you and me both, mate.
All right, y'all check out Chris Fisk at Infinite Tale on Twitter. Do you have Facebook? I forget. Are you on Facebook?
I do not have Facebook, but I do have the Infinite Tale Chronicles website at infinitetailechronicles.com. Okay.
All right. Now, I was going to say, everything I do originates out of my Facebook group, the Comic Related Madness. Okay? Even if you only Facebook to go to the madness and drop your link once a day, it's a good idea. Because it's a great network. It's a great hub of podcasters, creatives, fans, 2,400 people there. That's where CromCon originated out of. Everything that I do started in the Comic Related Madness on Facebook. And everything you see me do on YouTube or on Twitter is a small percentage of that. Oh. If you know what I mean. It's like, we do a lot. There's a lot of people in the madness promoting, sharing other podcasts that you can get on that you might not have heard of before. I mean, there's quite a few different people that show their podcasts every night.
Nice.
And some of them are people, some of them aren't necessarily Comicsgate, but they are comic friendly. You know what I mean? So it's like you just go out there, man, and you get seen in it everywhere, because this book's for everybody. There's no political divide in this book. There's nothing you can go, but on either side. There's no political divide in this book. You just get to go out and be entertained by high fantasy. So y'all, get on board. That's what I got to say about that. And check out the madness, man. You might find that you like it because that is where most of what I do starts from, so that's all I got to say about that. I think I got a banner for that. Yeah, there it is right there. The Crow Madness. The Crow Madness. Cromadus. The Cromadus. All right. I'm going to check out. I've been doing this since 4 o'clock.
Oh.
Dinner time.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
All right, Chris, thanks so much for coming out, man.
No, thanks for having me. Appreciate this.
I'm sure I think you're going to be on somebody's panel or something during CromCon, right?
I don't know.
Talk to RJ, bro. Talk to RJ.
Sweet.
You know who RJ is, right? Yeah. Talk to RJ. Yeah. Talk to RJ. Join the panel. Halloween night. Come out and hang out.
Yeah, that's when this ends.
Perfect. See? Perfect. Come out for the 9 o'clock. Come out at 9 o'clock for the panel. Keep the panel going till midnight when the project ends, and we can talk about it for 3 hours and count it down as we go. I know how to run a CromCon, bro.
Yeah. Nice.
Think about it. I'll talk to RJ. You talk to RJ. We'll get you on his panel. We'll hang out. No doubt.
Sweet.
All right. Y'all have a good evening. Y'all been great, especially you people in the chat. We love you. Chris, you're awesome. I will talk to y'all later. I'm going to play about 10 commercials, and I'm going to go get me something to eat. So
have a good one.
Go check out Infinitel. And while you're at it, go check out Cindy Kemp.
Author Cindy Kemp, writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kemp at CKOEPP.com today.
Hey, it's Belle from Liberty Entertainment Distribution. We've got quality indie comics and hand-ready to ship to you now. Yes, really. And it gets better. At Liberty, publishers set their own wholesale pricing, and we don't take any fees, so don't wait. Call or visit me today at ledg.us or call 1-800-525-2091.
Okay, for you, Rush 2112. Neil Peart, one of the great drummers of all time. Steady up.
Are we going to be goofing off like this every day?
We're not goofing off. We're creating musical fusion.
Well, are we going to be creating musical fusion every day?
Yeah, get used to it.
From author Brian K. Morris comes an epic tale of armor forged by a god, a hero forged by courage, and an ancient menace poised to re-emerge and threaten our world. Volcana, Rebirth of the Champion, is available on Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
When they mined an area, they put down yellow tape right across that line. See? And if you walked on the wrong side of that yellow tape, you blew up.
Strange Tales 136. I remember it very clearly, and that was my first exposure to Kirby. And I wanted to show it to people.
Secrets, trust, worth. The bond between souls intertwined within otherworldly intrigue. Michaela Jade brings forth the Elite Warrior series, a collection of dark fantasy romance novels set in a twisted world where power lusts in the hearts of men and devotion seduces the souls of women. Warrior's Secret, Warrior's Trust, and Warrior's Worth. Available now at authormichaelajade.com.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a classic hero in a high-flying, fast-paced, and action-packed steampunk adventure. The original Skyman battles the Master of Steam. With an introduction by comics icon and historian Roy Thomas. A Rising Tide, an Ace Comics publication. Available now in print or digital format on Amazon.com.
The city of prosperity. Riches for some, but for the masses, scraping by is all they can do. Meet Bitna. It's a rough life with an even harder reality. Living in the roughest part of town, it looks impossible to make it big. But maybe she will find it in a simple dress. The Radiant Sight, a new romance story by Martin Fisher, now on Indiegogo.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho. Santastine, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
Sunsworn Wings of Vengeance is funding now on Indiegogo. Don't miss this action-packed space fantasy adventure sure to rekindle your love for the genre. Get it now on Indiegogo or just go to sunsworn.com.
Hey, yo, Pops here. Are you looking to be on Monday Madness? Is Monday no good? Do you need a special edition? Are you looking to be on the first timer spotlight on for you new guys? Launch parties, countdowns, CromCon Monthly. We got it all right here at the Madness Comic Network, providing online promotional services for the indie comic community and proud sponsor of
Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book. 100% of all proceeds go towards the kids. It's about making a difference, and while they're in the hospital, allowing them to fly like a superhero, battle dragons, or rescue teddy bears. We are in every state in the country and now support over 160 hospitals. Every month, we add more.
Visit CB